Yo, what's up guys, Xbox here. Just recently finished all the achievements on the Magic 2012 game, which I showed just there real quick just to show I wasn't bullshitting. I found the hardest achievement in the game was probably beating the Archenemy campaign, where it's 3-on-1 for those of you who don't know. You think the odds would be in your favor being on the 3 side, but it's anything but that. If anything, you're the one who's hindered. They've got the advantage because they have this deck that's sitting in the middle there called it's like a scheme deck. Has these cards that comes out with these different schemes, and they're just bullshit, basically bullshit cards which turn the tide of battle in their favor dramatically. Some of them are just ridiculous. Just gives them, you know, huge massive cards or tons of cards, tons of lands. It's just, you know, battling that deck plus their deck, it just gets a bit overbearing at times. So I thought I'd just throw up kind of some tips on how I beat it. First of all, I used this deck here, the Jace Bellerin deck, and I played with computers. Obviously, this is a scheme deck here, one of the scheme cards, as you can see there. So yes, I used this deck here, and I played with 2 computer allies, and I gave everybody the same deck. And the reason why I did that is because this deck, one, this deck is really good, I found, and 2, there are cards in this which benefit from having illusion creatures on the field. Now in this deck, all the creatures bar maybe like 2, 3 or 4 I think are actually illusion creatures, and I just put down that card there, the 4/4 with flying. That's the main card. That is the main reason why I've kind of constructed this kind of tactic to beating these characters. And what it does is its power and toughness are equal to every illusion creature on the battlefield, not just yours that you control. It's everything on the battlefield. So having all the decks all the same, every time you can basically, someone gets a creature out on your ally side here, that thing is getting up. And having flying, you can just fly in and bombard their health without them really stopping you, unless they can get some reach out or another flying. Which, you know, a lot of the decks are kind of short of in this game. You can kind of really just bombard them, fly in, and keep nailing them without them even blocking you. The other reason I chose these decks too is because of this card I got highlighted in my hand there. So I'm not doing this live, so I can't zoom into the cards. But what I'm holding there is it's a 2/2, and it's unblockable. And the trick to beating these characters is just to get in and kill them as quick as you possibly can before they start getting built up, because if you're trying to go on the defensive, it won't really work. They will the scheme cards they pull out every turn is just way too powerful, and before you know it, you'll be battling 20 odd monsters. They'll have fucking over 10 lands out. They just get monsters out, heaps of monsters out every turn, and you'll just be overwhelmed and you'll just be dead before you even realize it. So the trick is to get in quick and kill them as fast as you can before these scheme cards take effect. I got lucky here too. A lot of the scheme cards she's pulling out at the moment are pretty tame compared to what is in there. I've seen actually took me a couple of goes to beat her, and I've seen some of the stuff that's in there. It's just ridiculous. You get stuff where they just pull out a 5/5 dragon with flying, things where they pull out like 7/1/1 creatures, and it's just nuts. So what she did just there was she just pulled out a creature which was like gives a 1/1 for every elf creature that she had out. So that's why she's got so many creatures out now. And that's without the help of the scheme deck either. The scheme deck's been mainly giving her lands. So yeah, if it actually pulled out some of the cards that gave her more creatures, it'd be crazy. So as you can see here, this thing is up to an 8/8 now. My the computer ally on the left also had that card, so he's got another 8/8, and yeah, we're just flying in, bombarding these guys, and they can't stop it. So this is what my strategy kind of worked around. I'm sure there's many strategies to beating these characters, but this is the one I found the best, was just doing this, because every time, yeah, you can the whole strategy develops really quickly. Okay, what's this one does? It says she gets to choose somebody, and that person either chooses themselves, and then that person discards 4 cards, or if they choose others, the other 2 people discard 2. Seeing what the computer had, they had better cards than I did, so I just discarded all my 4. So that's just, you know, kind of the scheme kind of cards that they do. There's some ridiculous scheme cards in this game where they can just choose like 2 creatures on the field, or one of everybody's creatures, and they can just take control of it, and it's ridiculous. You know, you build a creature right up, get a good creature out, and then they just steal it and stuff like that. Also, it's about weathering the storm. It's okay to take some hits here. Like you can see, my computer guys on either side of me there are copping some flack. They're now 14 down to 8. Look at this now. Look how many creatures she got out after that card. That is just ridiculous. Like if I didn't have the flying creatures and the unblockable creatures, how would you win this? You would just get pummeled. There's no way through that. Even if you had the toughest creatures in the world, you try and go through that, they're just going to block it with their 1/1s, and it's just going to do shit unless it's got trample. So yeah, so the flying creatures and the unblockables really come in handy, and that's why, you know, this is exactly the reason why I chose this strategy. So I've got a flying and unblockable, he's got a flying unblockable on the left. There's another unblockable on the right that the right ally has, which does 1/1. So we're just going straight over all this bullshit, which, you know, which really is at times. Like in this mode, it's just ridiculous some of the crap they pull out of their ass. The final battle is really tough as well, and the scheme deck changes depending on who you're versing to. So that's it. That's how I did it. Real quick fashion. Just thought I'd throw up some tips. So I hope this helps. Cheers, guys.